Hi, Tech Moms. Okay, I'm back. We did two parts of Fun with Pivot Tables, and we're going to start marking things off. So, edit the file, scroll down, create a new tab, Pivot Tables, start asking questions of the data by creating pivot tables. And then we did create the calculated fields to see the percentage of total for the pivot tables. So, I'm going to commit changes, update README. I'll say completed part 4. That's part 4. And we can see that now we're basically ready for step 5, creating charts and building a dashboard. So for each pivot table, create a chart next to it that visually represents the data. It's up to you to decide what chart will convey the data the best. Review the annual report again and make a list of what was reported last year and what you will need to report on this year. Add another tab, dashboard, and copy and paste the charts that you have made into the dashboard tab. Okay, let's do it. And if you watched the last episode, I did make one mistake in what I was mentioning with my analysis because I said there's 75% or 65% of students do not have college degrees. I didn't look very closely because there is 13% that have graduate and professional degree, which is bachelor plus. So just use that as an example of what you can deduce from information and interpret it in your own way. But know that I misspoke in the sense that graduate degrees are bachelor plus, and so I would actually segment it differently and manually. And so we'll do that. I'll show you how to do that in this next part. So let's go for it. So we're going to hide this. We're going to start a new tab called Dashboards or Dashboard. Woohoo. So then I said, let's go back to the analysis, the annual report, and see what we want to report on exactly. So I'm going back here. Scrolling down, we're specifically doing student demographics. So we're here. Percent single mothers, head of household, percent women of color, percent household income of 50K or less, and children supported. Great. So let's do this one first, because I already know I have a pivot table for it. Percent household of 50K or less. So I am going to manually create a table to the side where I group these different household incomes. If you watched the Alex the Analyst video, he does this in a different way, and I think his way is probably better than my way. It's just a different way to do it. But what he does is he goes in the analysis tab, and over here in one of his examples, he goes column, and this is household income simplified. And so we are going to go like an if statement here. If this, then this. I am not going to do that right now because I'm going to do it in a way that's simpler to me, which is over here. And I'm going to say household income simplified. And here I want to do 0 to 50K. And I'm going to do count here. Again, I like to format things, so I'm going to highlight these, bold that. That's just a personal preference. And then the other grouping I want to see is 50K to 100K in household income. And then I want to do 100K plus. So There's also just different ways you could do this where you could like count if this is this. That got messy for me. So again, just like keep it simple. And I am just going to do equals and then manually go through and do plus this plus this plus this plus this plus. I think those are all the ones that belong in that category. There is a problem. It looks like your formula has an error. If you do not want to enter a formula, begin your text with an apostrophe. Why? Oh, because I had a plus and I didn't need it. Okay, so the count of 0 to 50K is 244. Got it. And I can double check this. Okay, that's correct, that's correct, that's correct, that's correct. So then again, I'm going to do equals 50 to 100K. So this plus this. So this is only two cells. And then this, I could do the grand total minus kind of in parentheses this plus this, because order of operations is important. And then this would be, I'll go down here and go grand total equals sum. So I do want to sum these up now, and parentheses, 556, so that matches. And then, so I did that by doing math, but I can just double check my work and say, if I didn't do the math, would it be the same? Equals this plus this plus this plus this tab. 98, yes. I'm going to delete that. So household income simplified. This is my count. Again, there's a way to do it in this analysis tab. If you add a column here and do a formula, there's just different ways to do it. And this is the way that I chose to do this. And you'll find as you go through analysis, the pros and cons of doing things one way or another. For example, if for some reason this like column got deleted, then all of my data would shift and then it would be really messy. I'm willing to take that risk right now because I know this is a one-time analysis. So if this is something that's like going to be used in the future in perpetuity, then maybe you want to do it in a better way in the sense of like creating a column. But because this is a one-time analysis, I feel good just doing it this way. So that's what we've got there for household income. So I'm going to go ahead and create the chart for this and go, oh, this is what I wanted to do. So again here, so this one actually doesn't use a chart, it just uses the percentage. And if we look at my example here in this demographic dashboard, you can see I have household income less than 50K as 43%. So I go, so that's what's called a scorecard. So next we need to find out the percentage of total. So we'll do percentage of total here. And then to do the percentage, we'll do equal here divided by total tab. Put a percentage on there and I will remove the decimals. And that's how we'll get percentage of total. The thing you want to do then from here is you want the percentage for all of them. So sometimes you can drag a formula down and that will fill it in for you. But let's try it out and see what happens. So if we drag this down by hitting these crosshairs, it doesn't like that. It gives us an error. And so we double click on it and we can see it's because when you drag it down, it wants to go to the next cell. So the trick to do this is to put a $ here. Oops, I'm going to do it in a different place. So we're going to tab and delete this. Yeah, we don't. It's an suggests here, which is kind of smart for Google Sheets, of what to do. Thanks, Google Sheets. So, do I want to accept this? Yes, I could accept this, but I'm going to show you the way to do it. So do you see how it's saying this is the suggestion to fix this? There's a $sign in front of the F and the $sign in front of the 26. That will place, I forget the exact name of it. If you know the name, drop it in the comments. But it will do the reference to that cell as like a stationary reference. So I'm not going to take this for right now, but so I did the count divided by the total, and that got me that percentage, and I want to be able to drag that formula down. So I'll do a $sign, and then when I drag this formula down and I double click, the $sign makes it so that when you're dragging formulas down, one of the numbers stays in the same place as a reference, and then you don't get that error. So that's a little trick. And so now we have 44%, 0 to 50K, 38%, 50K to 100K, and 18%, 100K plus. And I can just confirm this totals to 100, or I can go equals sum. We like to double check things. We like to make sure our percentage total to 100. That's important. So that looks good. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go over to our dashboards tab. I'm going to insert chart here. I'm going to click on the 3 dots, edit chart, and I am going to decide on this scorecard. So this is called a scorecard, and I need to add a value to it. So it's going to ask me to select the data range for that value. So I've already analyzed the data. I get to go and pick it out, and I say, I want that as the value for this scorecard. So here we go. I've got 44%. And I want to come up with a dashboard that basically mimics this, the percentage of household income of 50K or less. So I've got the number, and here I want to edit the chart, which I'm already in, customize it, and somewhere in here there is titles here, and I'm going to say percentage of students. Oh, I did this household income less than 50K. And I can work on some formatting here. So this 44 is giant, and I can again customize chart style. Again, it's just clicking around and figuring out how to change the font size. So maybe this is it. Font size. Nope, that didn't work. Woohoo. Okay, let's do customize chart title. So this is like if I wanted this to be bigger, 24. I think I liked where it's at. There it was. 20 maybe. Title color, auto. I could change that. Title format, theme. And we'll get into this, but we'll find out what TechMom's their font is, and we can edit that. So edit chart, key value. So the key value is probably this 44%. So the font size here is auto, and I'm going to just take it down a notch. Not to 24, not to 36 either. Son of a gun. Okay. So this key value, I bet I could just type it in. Let's do 50 maybe. Nope, it didn't like that. Customize key value. 60. No bigger than that. 72. 80. Okay. That seems fine. I can make it into a little card there. Again, I can go back to this one. I have access to this, but you can make a copy. I like the size that I picked here. So if you make a copy of this spreadsheet and you go here, edit chart, customize, move my head, key values. I did 90 for the font size. So it's up to you, but you can just see what was done in another place and copy it. I think I do want to do that. I think I want to do 90 here. So go ahead and do this for all of the other like scorecards here. Find out the percentage of single mothers or head of household, percent women of color, and the number of children supported, and add those as scorecards to the dashboard. And then we'll meet back here to talk about different visualizations to pick in addition to the scorecards. And then from there, we'll talk about aesthetics of how to make things pretty, change the colors, change the font. Okay.